Capcut just sucks for manga animation, and so does Alight Motion. So I'm currently building the most efficient manga animation app. Here are the three main steps gathered in the same app. First, cut the parts of your character, like in Ibis Paint, but quicker. Let's take a look at this step now before the two others. So let's create a new project and directly import our image. So here I will take a manga panel of Toji. We upload it, and as you can see on the top, it's starting generating segments. So this is a tool that will let you click on the body part and it will get instantly detected. So this is really useful. But while it loads, let's see here, you can zoom by clicking this button and you can move inside the frame to be more precise and see exactly what you want. So you have the lasso to select the zone, and also the brush, you can choose the width. So here let's go and focus on the arm. Since we don't have the generating segment tool ready, we will just I will just start with the lasso and start to select the part. So I will select only the forearm as well as the end. And of course, you have two main modes, the mask mode, where you are creating a zone in your layer, and the exclude mode to erase some parts from the mask. So here I will erase like between the fingers. And once it's done, you can save your layer and just rename it. And renaming is quite important because you will have a lot of layers. So let's go with forearm, we save it, and all our layers will be saved and you can see them on the top right. So here we can see this first layer. And now let's just move again in our image and select the rest of the arm. So for this arm, I'm not doing the end as an individual body part, but I will do it for the other arm. And when renaming, I recommend to put L or R in the name so that you know if it's the left arm, for example, or the right arm. So now let's go with the chest and belly. So now we have our segment tool. So we can just click. As you can see, directly select this part. I can click again on the part I want. And here, as you can see, it's selected a bit too much because we also have the head. So we can just click exclude to get the exclude mode and then go with any tool like the lasso, for example. So here I'm removing the head, and as you can see, I'm keeping a part of the neck. So we will see after why it's important. I'm removing a bit the hair here, and I will finally exclude this part that will be a part of the arm. So now we are ready. I will click fill. So basically fill lets you fill all the holes that might be in your mask. I recommend to use it because sometimes you don't see and you have a small part in your mask that is not selected, and which means that it will not be in your mask. So you can just click fill whenever you are ready with your mask. Now I will go a lot faster on the other part because it's quite always the same. When selecting the face, I will select a bit of the hair because we will have to recreate the face below the hair to make sure that there is no holes when we will make the animation of the hair. So now we have all our layers in the layer panel, and a very useful thing will be to directly inpaint inside the app. So you can click on one part and you will be able to paint over this layer inside the app. For example, here I'm repainting the face. What I want to do is to remove the hair. So here I just missed. We can cancel easily here. Now, so I will color pick the white color from the face, and I will remove all the hair with this color. And as you can see, I'm also painting a bit over the limit of the previous mask so that there is no problem when the hair moves. When I'm ready, I can save it, and so it now becomes the real mask that will be used. So now if we go with the neck, so an important thing for the neck is, since the head will move, we need to paint a bit more so that when the head moves, it doesn't show like, nothing. So we will just paint a bit over. and we should be good at this point. The possibility to green screen directly with one button is also really useful. It just helps you really see directly if you have something in your mask that you didn't want. Here, as you can see, so we have our chest, and I'm painting the part of the neck in black so that it removes the neck, because when we will animate it, it might show up. Here, as you can see, I'm erasing a bit the fingers. So we will create a skeleton of our character so that he can move without needing to adjust every single body parts every time. Let's click on rig, so we can rig a new character, and here we can upload directly from a masking project. So it's really useful to just go from step 1 to step 2 in 1 second. So I can check quickly all my masks if I've done something. So here I can see that I have a mask that I didn't want, so I can just find it and erase it in the layer panel. And this layer panel is also really important. We will go over it, because for example, here you can see that the end, like the finger, is behind the leg, which is not the case in the original manga panel. Like the finger is in front of the legs. So we will just go to the layer panel, we will find the forearm in which we have the end, and we will put it over the layer called legs, and now you can see that the finger is above. Once you checked all the layers and the order, you can start creating the parent-child relationships. So you just select a part, and at the bottom of your screen, you just need to select which part you want it to be the parent of this part. It means when the parent will move, it will make the child move. For the body, the chest, so obviously we want it to move with the legs, and also you have the pivot points inside the app, and it will influence how you want the part to rotate or move. And you can see that all my other parts are not moving yet with the body, because obviously we didn't set any parent logic yet. So now that we've done the chest, let's go with this arm. So we will just start with top of the arm, and I can see that the arm is below the chest. Actually, I didn't see it, so I will just put it in the layer panel just above. So now that the layer is correct, I will select the pivot point in the shoulder, and I will put the parent, the chest, because we want it to be linked to the chest. And now let's go with the forearm. So we will put the pivot point in the elbow, and the parent will not be the chest, but this time the arm just above. And so we can just do the same for the other arm. So we also have the end. Let's do it for all the rest of the body. You can also move the parts to check if everything is moving alright. And at the top right, you can reset the position. And on the top right, you also have the parent-child tab. It lets you have a visual summary of all the logic you created in this tab. So as you can see, you have the root, so the parent of everything at the top, which is in this project, it's the legs. For example, you can see that the chest is the child of the legs. Then the neck is the child of the chest, then the neck is the child of the chest, which is the child of the legs. And so that's why you have all this order of priorities for all your bones. Finally, when the rigging is ready, you can go to Animate, create a new project, choose the format, and you can import assets and also characters. Here I click on importing character, and I can choose which one I want from step 2. So here let's go with Toji, and as you can see, I directly have my character inside my animation timeline. And the insane thing is that the skeleton is also in this timeline. So for example, let's select the legs and let's start to move it. So as you can see, when I move the legs, everything else moves because the legs are the root of the skeleton of this character. When you select a body part, then you have the settings. So like to move it, to rotate it, not to resize it. Resizing is only for assets. And you can create keyframes with different position of your body. And when you hold a keyframe for a second, you also have the possibility to create a graph of how quickly you want it to go from one keyframe to another. So you can remove the keyframes here at the bottom right if you are not happy with it. And once you created a keyframe, you can just visualize, preview your animation. So here, let's select another part of the body. So here it's the arm, so we can see it in the video preview. Let's rotate it. The forearm is also moving with it, so we are gaining a lot of time. Now let's go with the forearm. Let's rotate it also. I will change a bit the easing to have something going slower at the start and then faster. Now let's select the neck and rotate it a bit. As you can see, the head and the hair are also coming with the neck. Now let's select the face, rotating a bit. Now only the hair are moving with it. And I will soon show you also how to animate the hair or like the clothes that you want to, go with the wind on something like this. I will show you also in a few minutes. So now let's go with the right arm. So I will move it like this, then select the forearm, move it like this, and the end to rotate it like this. And so we have our final animation for now, which is like this. It's going a bit slower. We could reduce the duration of the block, but at least it's a smooth animation. And what we want to make it even smoother, it's to add this wind effect. So we can add it on the hair, but we can also add it on this leg accessory. And let's go to the one at the bottom, which is the wind. As you can see, you can activate it and you have this movement. So the most interesting thing is that you can edit the roots of the wind. So as you can see here, it means that it will move less on the right, which is supposed to be tied to his pants. So that's what we want. And we can also change the direction, the intensity and the frequency of the wind to get exactly what we want. So now I will just edit a few things, test a few things, and we'll have our final result for this part. And now let's go with the hair. So same, let's enable the wind. And here I will put the root of the wind at the top of his hair so that it moves less than the bottom part of the hair. And as you can see, we get this. So we can adjust the roots to have something better looking. And we can also adjust every other parameters like the intensity. And finally, this is the result we get.